So we're going to start our beautiful hip opener class with easy seated pose. So come to easy seated pose, legs crossed, eyes closed, palms facing up on the knees or face down if you'd like to feel more grounded. And then whether it's easy seated pose or just one foot in front of the other, if that feels better. If you're not comfortable still with the knees, just lift yourself up higher, come onto blocks, blanket, a pillow. Now with your eyes closed, just take deep cleansing breaths. Bring yourself to the present moment, to the present time. No longer worrying about the past or the future, just being here right now in this moment, enjoying this class, breathing deeply. Allow your worries to just wash away. And if you feel like you want to hold on to them, just set them aside. Set them outside the room in a basket. Let's just place a basket outside the room. Put your worries in that basket. Cover the basket with a lid. If you decide you need to pick up those worries when you leave class, that is your choice, and then you may do so. Or perhaps by the end of class, you're more calm, more free, able to just be, and the worries just wash away. So now as you're breathing, take deep cleansing breaths in through the nose. Fill the belly, the diaphragm, the lungs. Slowly exhale out through the nose, emptying out all the stagnant air and let it all go down. Like the breath will just float back down to the bottom of your belly, just like a wave. And allow the breath to fill up. Inhale, rise. Exhale, breath floats back down. And do this a few times. Breathe fully and deeply. With each breath, relaxing even more deeply. If your energy is anywhere else, just call all of your energy back into you now. Come to present time. Take a couple more deep waves of breathing. And allow your breath to come back to a natural rhythm. Begin to focus, still breathing deeply. Focus on your intention for practice. Perhaps it's an affirmation such as, may I be peaceful, or may I live my life with ease and well-being. And perhaps for our group intention today, we can focus on grace, allowing grace to flow into our lives, allowing grace to be expressed from us, allowing and giving ourselves permission to experience grace and what that means to us. Knowing that in our imperfectness as human beings, there is still grace. Knowing that even as we are performing imperfect acts, whether unconsciously or by accident or consciously, we are still deserving of grace. Allow the imperfectness to flow and help you learn. Perhaps there's something you did that you regret. Know that even there is grace. Try not to push away or resist grace because you feel like you don't deserve it. because of something you might have done in the past or because of how you perceive yourself. Know that you are perfect at the very core of yourself. Your imperfectness makes you perfect. We are each drops in the ocean of life, of the universe. We are each unique, completely unique. Your experience is not the same as mine. It may be similar, but it's not the same. There is perfect in that. Allow yourself to feel grace, fluidity, peaceful, soothing fluidity. Allow yourself to feel the divine feminine in grace and be in that fluid motion of gracefulness. Allow yourself to extend grace and compassion to others. And in that extension, that giving of yourself, you receive it too. Ponder that as you flow through your practice. And let's take a couple more deep breaths, breathing fully and deeply into your own personal intention or affirmation. When you're ready, slowly lower chin to chest. Still thinking good posture even here. Getting a beautiful stretch for the upper back and neck. And let's begin gentle half circles with our head. Just take your head over to the right shoulder and lower back down to the center and over to the left shoulder. And float back down and up, down and up. Your pace, your breath. Honor the wisdom of your body. Give yourself permission to hold longer if you desire, or to flow a little faster if you like. Just make this gentle. Be safe with the neck. Linking breath to movement. Inhaling up, exhaling down. A moving meditation through your practice. One more time for both sides. Meeting back down, chin to chest. Lifting head up, neutral position. Let's inhale, arms out and up. Palms together, bring them down to your heart. And let's inhale, exhale for Namaste. And let's take that one more time. Deep, cleansing breath. Exhale, letting go. From here, let's come into half lotus. So your modification, just take right foot in front of left. If it's accessible, take it farther and take that right foot to the opposite inner thigh and hold there. Still try to keep your sits bones firmly planted into the mat. Deep breath. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale and lower the hands down as you fold forward. So walking the hands out to where it feels comfortable for you and lowering the head. So still keep those sits bones in the mat. So modify where you need to. And take about 3 more breaths. And let's walk the hands all the way back in. So stay here in your half lotus pose. And we're going to take right hand close to the spine behind us, left hand to right knee. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale and open your heart out to the right. Gaze out to the right or over your shoulder behind you. Whatever is accessible here. Modify where you need to, ease off when you need to, and deepen when your body says you're ready. Two more breaths. Let's come back to center and we'll go to the other side. So now left hand's out behind you, right hand to left knee, opening the heart to the left. Gaze out to the left or over your shoulder behind you. Breathe. Twists are so great for the spine, the back. And now we're just going to make our way back to center. Uncross the legs. If you need to, just extend them out for a minute. Shake out the legs so we can go to the other side. So now you can have left foot in front of right, or take that left foot to the opposite inner thigh. Sits bones in the mat. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward, walk the hands out to where it feels comfortable for you. Remember, sweet discomfort in yoga, no pain. Lower the head, relax. And let's walk all the way back in. Spine is straight, and then we'll twist. Left hand behind you, right hand to left knee, open the heart, gaze out, or over your shoulder behind you. Each time you twist, you might find you can go just a teeny bit farther. And let's come back to center, and we'll go to the other side. And breathe, open the heart, gaze out or over your shoulder. Enjoy this twist. Send your breath to your spine, your back. Just allowing the prana, life force energy to send extra healing to those areas of your body. Just with your focus, we can heal our bodies. We heal ourselves. Focus and send love to those areas that feel like they're hurting a little more today. And we're going to come back to center. Uncross the legs. Shake it out. So now, let's come into easy seat pose. We're going to do cradle the baby. So you can take your right foot to start, right? Your hands can be on your foot and your knee, and bring that leg up close towards your chest as option one. Or take your forearms under that leg and bring it close to your chest in that variation. Your last option is to wrap your arms around the foot and knee so that they end up inside your elbows. Interlace your fingers. Bring them close towards your chest. Keep your spine straight. So take a nice inhale, elongate. Exhale. Breathe. And then maybe rock a little side to side. Hence the name Cradle the Baby. Take another breath. And let's slowly release. And let's go to the other side. So now left foot is in front. Hold on to the foot or the knee. Forearms under the leg, or your last option. Wrap your arms around the legs, around the foot and the knee. And then bring that leg in as close as works for you. Listen to your body. Modify and ease off when you need to, or intensify when you can, for a beautiful stretch in your body. Always finding that edge for you. And rock perhaps side to side a few times so you can really feel the stretch all around that outer thigh, hip area. A little bit of your inner thigh is stretching here. Oh, it just feels so good, doesn't it? Breathe. And let's slowly release. So now let's come into table. Hands and knees. Place blankets under your knees if you have sore knees today. Staying in table pose for a little while. Neutral spine to start. You want your knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. Let's do a few moving cats. So I'm going to just take off my jacket now that I've warmed up a teeny bit. So now, in your table, moving cats. Inhale, elongate the spine. Kind of lower the ribcage down to the mat. Exhale, round your spine. Tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. And float back and forth a few times, your pace, your breath. One more time, just like that. So now, let's table pose. We're going to extend left leg out. And now you can hold this up about hip height. Flex that foot to start. And let's take right arm out. Balance. Hold the navel in towards the spine while you keep your head, neck, spine in that straight line of energy. So you're gazing down. And then you have that straight line from your hand all the way down through your whole body to the heel of your foot. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring knee and elbow together. Inhale, open. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, exhale, contract. One more time, just like that. You can go fast or slow there. And then we're going to make our way back to table. Other side. Inhale, extending, right leg out, flex that foot. It's about hip height. When you need to modify and just lower the toes to the mat. Left arm out, gaze down, breathe, heating up your internal fire here. Inhale, open, exhale, contract. Inhale, exhale, a few times. One more time, just like that. Make your way back to table. Take a breath. Let's extend that left leg out again. This time, toes are curled under. From there, press into the heel. Now your shoulders are no longer over your wrist. You're pressing back, feeling a beautiful, deeper stretch in the calf, in the bottom part of your leg. This is a beautiful stretch. You can do it like if you're on a staircase, you can just take the heel off the step. The ball of the foot is on the step, and then you press down. Just remember to modify and listen to your body. That can get pretty intense pretty quickly, especially when you're doing it on a step. Let's come back. Take a breath. Extend. Right leg out. Curl the toes under. Press into that right heel. Press back. Breathe. As you're ready, come back to table. Take your hands forward an inch or two. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips up nice and high. Elongate the spine, the legs. Feel as if your heart wants to reach your thighs, but your shoulders are still in a nice centered location, not too far forward or rounded. Heels want to reach the floor. They probably won't reach the floor unless you're extra flexible. Your perfect down dog is when you come from plank pose without moving your hands or your feet and lifting the hips up. So let's just do that. Come to plank, lower the hips, wrists under shoulders, feet walking distance apart. Feel that. Plank pose, so you have that straight line of energy from your head to your heels. Now, don't move your hands or your feet, lift the hips up. That's your perfect down dog. Breathe. When you're ready, let's walk the dog out. So bend one knee and then the other. Allow your head to hang loose. There's no tension in the neck. And take any other extra stretches your body needs here in down dog. Maybe you do a few subtle shoulder dips. Come back into your beautiful down dog. Take a breath. Come high to the toes. Lift the heels up away from the mat even farther. Bend your knees and kind of turn the pelvis. So you're turning that tailbone a little bit so that you can really lift the tailbone up higher to the sky. Like there's a beautiful energy line lifting the center of your tailbone up higher. And you feel a deeper hamstring stretch in this pose. So down dog with bent knees. One more breath. And let's walk the feet forward towards the hands, lower down, fold forward. Take a breath. Come into a ragdoll pose. So knees are bent or straight here, and then we'll take hand to opposite elbow and allow your whole upper body to relax forward. Even close your eyes and just rock a little side to side, nodding head yes and no, releasing the tension. Let it all roll off your back. Release your hands down towards the mat and begin to round your spine, rolling all the way up. Nice and slow. Head will come up last. Coming into mountain pose. Feet can be together or walking distance apart. Your choice. So let's close our eyes for a few breaths in mountain pose. Here we're just going to really find our center in mountain pose and get into this mountain pose, proper alignment. So here we're going to ground down through all four corners of the feet. Ground down through the feet into the earth, even visualizing beautiful tree branches from your feet flowing down into the earth, grounding you in, sending anything that no longer serves you down into the earth for transmutation into pure light. Arms and legs are straight and activated. Your pelvis, your tailbone is a little bit tucked in here. Not too much. You still want a natural curve in the back. And then strong core, strong lower belly, then strong core here so you can really lift through the rib cage with strength. Feel that core energy. Shine the heart up and open. And then you lift through the crown of the head all the way up to the sky, shooting your beautiful energy all the way up to the sky, to the cosmos, to the universe. So you can feel grounded, centered, and connected. Breathe. Scan your body for a moment. Notice what you need to notice. See what you need to see without judgment. And send your breath to any areas of your body that feel like they need a little extra healing here. So now, sun breath. Opening your eyes, inhale, arms out and up. Back bend here if you choose. And swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Hands are on the mat or your shins. Either way, your spine is straight. Lower back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out all the way up. Palms together, down to your heart. Inhale, back bend here, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bring left foot out behind you, runner's lunge. So a nice legs length apart. Make sure the front knee is over your ankles. You have a 90-degree angle there. Spine is straight. Hips are heavier, lower than your heart. And then let's pulse a few times. Up and down, forward and back. 4 movements of lunge. Maybe straightening the front leg if you feel extra warm. So one more time. And from here, lower the back knee down onto the mat. Walk that front right foot over to the side a little bit more, maybe an inch or two. Have a block or two nearby if you need them. Take your hands to the inside of that front foot. We're going to come into lizard pose. Take your right knee, splay it further out to the side so you can come onto the outside of that right foot. And as you lower down to forearms in your lizard pose, if you can't reach the mat comfortably, that's where you're going to stack your blocks. Maybe the wide side is a little better. You can do 1 block, 2 blocks, whatever feels comfortable for you. And that's especially if you feel really tight in the hips as well. Then that will be very helpful. And if accessible, I like to rock a little side to side here for a minute and then just breathe. Take about 5 more breaths. Make your breaths long and slow. Let's press the hands into the mat. Rise up. Bring that knee over your ankle. Walk the foot in a little bit. So now we are in a good position to do a quad stretch. What we're going to do is bend that back knee. Reach for the foot. If all you have is the reach, you can stay there. Just make sure you're not on the knee. You're shifted forward so much so that you're actually on the bottom part of your femur bone, your thigh bone, not on the knee. And then if you can hold on to foot, bring it in. And then breathe, hold on, and then feel that beautiful quad stretch. So now modify if you need to and come onto the side of your body instead. Bring that foot in towards your glutes. Knee is in line with the hip. So that's your modification if doing it up here is a bit too intense, okay? So now 1 more breath. And release. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step back, plank pose. So we'll do a modified chaturanga. So now we're going to bend the elbows in towards the body. You can lower the knees down to modify. Keep them lifted if you're just feeling extra energized today. Keep hands under shoulders. Inhale, come up, low cobra. Elbows are in, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Elongate your neck. Remember, pretend orange on the back of your neck so you're not cranking the neck too much and looking towards the ceiling. And lower back down. Curl the toes under, press back and up, down dog, breathe. We're going to go to the other side. Let's take left foot forward in between your hands, runner's lunge. So grab it, push it, pull it, however you get it up there so that the ankle is under the knee. Remember, good alignment. Pulse up and down a little or a lot. Listen to your body. Forward and back, up and down. One more time. Lower the back knee down. Come onto the tops of that back foot. Walk that front foot out to the side a little. And hands are on the inside. So now you're going to take this knee out to the side. Come onto the outside of your left foot. Lower down to forearms. Again, use your blocks if you need to modify. And then if it feels good, maybe you rock side to side a couple times and settle in. We're breathing 5 cleansing breaths. If all you do when you come to yoga is breathe, you're doing yoga. So be mindful. That's the most important part of yoga, is just to breathe. Come to your breath always. If you find that you're thinking too much or you're in a challenge spot, connect with your breath. Come back to that awareness. One more breath. And press your hands into the mat. Rise up. Bring that knee over the ankle. Walk that foot in a little bit. Curl the back toes under. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Lower down. Fold forward. Inhale. Reverse swan dive. Arms up. All the way up. Palms together. Down for Namaste. Take a breath. And let's inhale. Arms out and up. Back bend. Come back up. Upward salute. Upward salute's all about feeling lifted, uplifted, lifting up your spirits. When you're slouching in a chair, that just does not help the mood for being uplifted. So here we lift, open, breathe. So now bend your knees, sit back, chair. Make sure you can see your toes. Arms are by your ears, or lower them to shoulder height if you feel any strain in the lower back. Even still, tuck the pelvis in a little so that eases the strain in the lower back. Now, lift the toes up. See if you can shift the weight further back into the heels of your feet. That's safer for the knees in your chair pose. Take another breath. See if you can sink down even lower. Breathe. Can you go a little lower? Lower the toes down and now pulse up and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, arms up, back bend if you choose, palm, and then fold forward, lower down. Inhale, halfway. Here you can step or jump back. Make sure if you're jumping back into your plank pose that you're bending the elbows, safer for the joints, and come into that chaturanga pose. So step or jump. So jumping, you want elbows bent to prepare for chaturanga. Chaturanga, you can stay with modified knees down or lower all the way down. Hover and scoop forward onto the tops of your feet or your thighs, knees, and then press back, down dog. Hips go as high as they can. Breathe deeply. Inhale, left leg to the sky, down dog splits. So this can be hip height or higher. It's what feels right for your body. Flex your foot, bend the knee, get it up and over. You're stacking your hips. Shoulders are parallel to the floor as much as possible here. Breathe. Square the hips and let's do knee circles. Bring the knee in towards your belly and circle all around as wide as you can for you. One more time. And let's take that left foot forward. Runner's lunge. Did I say right before? It's your left foot. And we're going to ground that back foot down. So turn it flat, angle it, starting with angling it towards your top corner of your mat. But when we come up, we're cartwheeling, hands open to warrior two. So that back foot is going to turn more so that the outside edge of that back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. So now cartwheel, hands open. And I'm not facing you, but hopefully you can see this. Back foot parallel to the back of the mat. You're gazing forward. And now this front knee likes to fall in, so take it out behind you so you keep your hips nice and open. And make sure the heel of the front foot is in line with the arch of the back foot. Gaze out over your front hand. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Elongate the spine. You're still kind of tucking the pelvis in. Feel the grounding. Feel all four corners of your feet into the earth. And then you're strengthening in the core and then expressing out through your heart, through your arms, lifting through the crown of your head. Warrior two. Lower back arm down. Reach front arm up and over, reverse warrior. As you do this, make sure you know it's not a back bend, it's a side bend. So you're going to feel it all along the side waist. If it feels good, take the back arm around the lower back. Peaceful warrior. Breathe. Side angle. Take your front arm, your forearm on your thigh. Left arm to the sky. Reaches to the sky, or it can come up and over your ear for straight line from hand to foot. Spine is straight, so there's no rounding here. Listen to what's happening in your body, in your legs. Try not to grip with the toes. You're still feeling all of your feet, all four corners of your feet into the earth. Inhale up, bend back, reverse warrior, or draw a big energy ball. And let's float forward, side angle, or keep drawing that circle. When you're doing the circle action with the arms, rather than resting for a half a second, you're actually tapping more into the core. Breathe. It's nice to inhale back, exhale forward, or just focus on breathing deeply, whatever feels good. And one more time, up and over, gaze up, breathing deeply. When you're ready, we're gonna cartwheel hands down and up to the top of the mat. Step back into your plank pose, chaturanga, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down dog. Other side. So now let's bring that right leg to the sky, down dog splits. Now, if you had done your right leg before, do the left leg. I'm just trying to remember if I had said it right or left last time. So we're doing right, and we're going to continue with the right side as we finish, but we want to make sure you're balanced on both sides. And breathe. Now, hip opener, flex your foot, bend the knee. You're guiding this leg up and over so you can stack your hips and still keep your shoulders parallel to the floor. Enjoying that hip opener, the stretch for the top of the thigh. And as you're ready, we're going to square the hips and bring the knee in towards the belly and circle all the way around. Circling around, opening as wide as you can for you. Really great for warming up those hips, inner and outer thighs. Last time, right foot forward, runner's lunge. Turning your back foot flat, cartwheel hands open, warrior two, other side. So as you sink into your warrior two pose, your heel is in line with the arch of the back foot, same as before. So you're in your warrior two. Make sure you're relaxing your shoulders, spine is straight, hips are open, and breathe. Find the grounding, the strength, and the openness, the expression. Find that warrior within and the grace in every pose and the grace as you flow through your poses. Be mindful of your transitions. They're just as important as your poses. Reverse warrior, lower the back arm down, reach up and over with your front arm. Gaze up. Watch the differences in each side of your body. Maybe you can go a little deeper on this side, or maybe you modify more. Listen to those differences. Honor your body. Take that forearm to your thigh, left arm to your sky. Now you can keep it straight up, spine is straight, or keeping spine straight, you can take this arm up over your ear. Straight line. Now, is that front knee over your ankle? It can be over or slightly further back if you need to, but never beyond the ankle. Now we're going to float back and forth. Inhale, reverse warrior arms or draw a big energy circle. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Really working the core energy as well. Our core is our foundation for all movement, so it's helpful to keep it strong. One more time, and then we're going to float back into our reverse warrior. Reach up and back, gaze up. And let's curl hands down to the top of the mat. Step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rise, so it's back bend of your choice. Curl the toes under, press back, down dog. Bend your knees, gaze towards your hands, either step up or jump up, coming into your forward fold. Each time you practice jumping, you'll get a little higher, lifting through the core as you jump up and towards your hands for your forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms out, all the way up, palms together, down to your heart. Breathe. Inhale, arms out and up, back, swan dive, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, stepping back or jumping back. And lower back into your chaturanga. Back bend of your choice. Press back and up, down dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, down dog, splits. Left foot forward, runner's lunge. Grounding your back foot down. Warrior two, once again, gaze out. Reverse warrior. Now we're going to do extended side angle. Reaching that front arm down in front of the front foot and that left arm to the sky, so you have a straight line of energy from one hand to the next. If you need to, take a block to lift yourself up higher, keeping the hand in front of that front foot, front of the ankle, and spine straight. Up to you. So now, breathe. You can stay in your extended side angle, or come up to your forearm if you need to modify even more, or to deepen, try a bind. So here, take that front arm down around the front leg, finding your outer hip out behind you. So you'll be able to see this nice, because right now you can see the back of me. Top arm, that right arm, reaches around the lower back. Maybe finding fingers. This is an anatomy thing. Not everyone will be able to do this just because their arms are not as long as, say, mine. Or perhaps a flexibility thing. So as you work towards it, you're lowering the upper body as low as it can go. Reaching under with that bottom arm, reaching over with the top arm. If you have your fingers, spin the heart open. Lift that top shoulder. Breathe. And release. Come back into your plank. Chaturanga. Lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg, down dog, splits. Right foot forward, runner's lunge. Breathe. Turn your back foot flat, cartwheel hands open, warrior two, other side. Keeping that good alignment, good foundation. Reverse warrior, reach up and over. And now you can do side angle, extended side angle, any variation in between there. You can come up onto a block if you need to. Take left hand in front of the front foot, right hand to the sky. If you're ready for that bind, top arm comes behind your lower back. Front arm lowers. So you lower the upper body down and in towards your body so you can take that front arm under that front thigh. Find your fingers. Lift the heart open if it's accessible, lifting that left shoulder up, gazing out or up to the sky. Breathe. Always breathing. So now let's release, top of the mat, step back, chaturanga, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down dog. Hold your down dog. Take about 5 cleansing breaths in down dog. Feel free to come into a child's pose if you need to, just lowering the knees down, sliding back, hips back to heels, resting forehead on the mat, or staying in down dog. When you're ready, gaze towards your hands, bend your knees, step up or jump up, fold forward. Inhale, reverse arms all the way up, palms together, down to your heart. Take a breath. So now we're going to step back into warrior two legs. We're going to step our left foot back, warrior two. So with the left foot back, we want the leg stance for warrior two. So that back foot right now is going to be the one that's parallel to the back of your mat. Bend that front foot, the front knee rather, towards the front of your mat. Get that warrior two leg stance, knee over ankle or further back if you need to, never beyond the ankle. Arms up, shoulder height, gaze towards the front. So we're going to take this flow, and it's going to be more about the flow than the alignment. But we'll start with a little alignment cues and then just flow. So now, inhale, arms up, straighten the front leg. You're bringing palms to your heart. Turn both toes to the top corners of your mat. Come into a goddess pose. So now we're in goddess pose, right? And your goddess pose, knees are over ankles. The knees are facing the same direction as your second and third toes, right? Spine is straight in goddess pose. Now inhale, arms up, straighten the legs. Now you're turning that front foot parallel to the front of the mat. That back foot, toes face out, so you can make warrior two other side and bring arms out. And now let's flow back and forth just like that. So inhale, palms together, toes turn out, goddess. Inhale, warrior two, arms. Inhale, goddess. Inhale, warrior two to the back. Inhale, exhale into goddess. Couple more times for both sides. So come into goddess. Stay here. Lower down. Now, if it's accessible, take your forearms to your top of your thighs there. As you're lowering into goddess pose, see if you can lift the pelvic floor up. So kind of like Kegel's for us women, holding the P for a guy, just lift. And then squeeze the rectum, do the root lock, squeeze the rectum, the sex organs, shoot the kundalini energy up the spine. You might even want to do it with arms or hands on your thighs. Just relax the shoulders away from the ears. So you're not doing this, even though it feels like you want to. Try not to. Breathe. Spine is straight. 2 more breaths. So now hands on thighs. Slight goddess legs. We're going to do some shoulder dips. So inhale at center. Exhale, bring right shoulder center line. Coming back to center, bring left shoulder to the center. And flow back and forth your pace. You might want to hold a little longer than a half a breath. You can do that. Maybe gazing out behind you as you're dipping the shoulder. So we'll do that one more time for both sides. And back to center. So now, inhale, reverse, up, round your spine, roll up, straight legs. Point the toes facing forward. So just so we have them, they're parallel to each other, they're legs length apart. Our feet might have moved a lot in that little flow. So now arms are out shoulder height. Make sure the ankles are under your wrists. That's about where you want them to be. Spine straight, relax the shoulders. Turn the front toes to the top of your mat. Triangle pose. Have your block nearby if you need to, or blocks. Reach as far forward as you can. Reach, reach, reach. And then cartwheel hands down and up. So now, straight line from one hand to the next. If it's too low, if you're rounding your spine at all here, come up onto your shin, your thigh, or your blocks that are right in front of that front foot, like right next to the ankle. And gazing out, down, or up in your triangle pose, 2 more breaths. We're going to come into half moon from here. Take your top hand to your hip. We want to take our left hand out. So we're going to bend the left knee. Have a block if you need one. It's going to be about 12 inches in front of that front foot. So picture a ruler there. Find the right height for you. Scooch the back foot up. And then when you're ready, begin to lift that back leg. So we want hip height, but only go to the level that works for you if hip height's too high for you today. Once you have that back balancing leg where you want it, then you can really straighten the balancing leg. So now decide if you need the block or if it's actually better for you. If you have those long arms, you can just place your hand on the floor, but make sure you're stacking your joints, wrist under shoulder. Reach that top arm off your hip if it's accessible. Your gaze will be the same as triangle, out, down, up, or close your eyes for that deeper balancing challenge. And let's come back to center. And we're going to go to the other side. So have your block. Make sure legs length if you came out of alignment there. So now you're pointing the back toes to the back. Front foot is parallel. Edge of that foot, outside of that foot, parallel to the front of your mat. Arms out, shoulder height, gazing out behind you now. And then reach as far forward as you can. Reach, reach, reach. And cartwheel hands down and up. Again, straight line of energy. All straight lines in our triangle pose. Straight legs, straight arms, straight spine. Gazing down, out, or up. Whatever feels good on the neck. Honor your wisdom. Honor the body wisdom. Listen to the whispers so you don't hear the screams, right? Deepen the pose when you need to. Modify when you need to. It's not about how low you go. It's about how deep the stretch you feel in your body. So it feels right for you. Breathe. When you're ready, we're going to come into our half moon. So place your left hand on your hip. Bend the front knee. Scooch the back leg up. Have your block if you need one. 12 inches in front of the front foot. And gaze where you're going as you scooch the back leg up. And then lift the back leg. Keep the hips open, just like triangle pose. Spine is straight. Feel free to reach the left arm up if that's accessible. Flex that left foot. The one that's lifted, you try to flex it. Shoot the energy through all directions of your body. Breathe. When you're ready, lower back down. Come all the way up. Turn both feet facing forward. Inhale, arms out and up. And exhale. Take them behind you, so interlace fingers or thumbs. Open the heart. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Hinging at the hips, fold forward. Wide standing forward bend. As you fold forward,
Those hands can stay on the lower back or reach up and away for a deeper stretch for the arms, the shoulders. If you'd like, you can release them down to the mat if that feels better. Just make sure you're shifting the weight into the balls of your feet. Heels are still touching. And then, if you want to intensify this, you can walk the feet a little closer together or keep them a little further apart. Breathe. Inversions are so beautiful for going deep inside. Release your hands down to the mat. Come up halfway. Take a beautiful twist here. Left hand center line, right hand comes to your hip, and spin the heart open to the right. You can keep your hand on your tailbone, the center of your hips, to make sure your hips are not moving here. And then when you're ready, maybe that right arm reaches all the way out, up a little bit. It might not be perfectly up unless you're really flexible, because we want to see and make sure those hips are facing towards the floor. They're parallel to the floor. And let's come back to center and go to the other side. Left arm out and up, or holding onto your hip or the center, right where that tailbone is. And back to center. When you're ready, keep the feet wide. Let's walk the hands forward about a couple of feet, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and then lower the heart down towards the floor. So now what you're in is a down dog with wide legs. So a wide-legged down dog. Take a breath. Now scooch forward. We're going to lower the hips. Lower the hips. Keep the feet wide. Lower down onto your thighs or your knees, onto the tops of your feet. So now you're in a wide-legged up dog. Shine the heart forward. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. As you're ready, lift the hips up, sliding them back. Take the knees as wide as they will go. Bring the feet in towards each other. So I'm going to turn so you can see me. Can you see me that way? Maybe not. Frog pose. So bring the feet in towards each other. Splay the knees out as far as they will go. Come down to forearms. So here, this might be your pose. You might want to stack some blocks to rest your forehead on the blocks, or blanket, or blocks with a blanket on top. And then maybe you can take the knees wider away from each other. Maybe you can scooch the feet out away from each other. Can you bring the hips back? That'll deepen that stretch for your inner thighs and your hips. Maybe you can lower down to belly. Everyone's going to be different here, so honor your flexibility. If you're extra flexible, do it. If you need to modify, listen to that. Allow your body to be where it is. Never push or pull in your yoga poses. Just allow. Be in the pose. Enjoy the journey. Take 2 or 3 more cleansing breaths wherever you are in this frog pose. When you're ready, press into your hands, rise up, and slowly bring these in towards each other. Slide back, child's pose. So this time you can either extend the arms all the way out or have them reach for your feet. Lower the head. Relax. Slowly rise up. Take your hands to the front of the mat and curl the toes under. Press
back and up, down dog. Feet are walking distance apart, hands shoulder distance. And we're going to come into pigeon pose from here. So bend the left knee, bring the left knee behind the left wrist, and scooch the back leg as far back as it will go so that you can rest your hips on the mat. So if you're tight here, have a block or a blanket under your hips so that you can feel like you can actually be in this pose, rest and enjoy the stretching of this pose, and then eventually going lower and lower over time. So proud pigeon. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale and slowly lower down, perhaps stacking your hands, resting your head on your hands or on a block, blanket, maybe rock a little side to side. Just enjoy this beautiful stretch. Hip openers are so great for releasing energy blockages in the hips. We lock a lot of emotions in our hips. So this is so helpful. And sometimes we don't have to know what it is. We just have to know and allow it to go. Just release. Let it go. Allow the emotions to rise, feel them, and release them. When you're ready, press your hands into the mat, rise up. Curl the back toes under and step back into down dog. Shake out that leg. Release any tension there. And let's go to the other side. So bend the right knee, bring the right knee behind the right wrist. Extend that back leg out. Make sure it's not off to one side or the other. It's nice and centered. Spine is straight. So this foot that's close to the groin can scooch out over time for more of a 90-degree angle if you want more intense stretch, or you can just keep it in towards the groin. Inhale, extending the spine. Exhale, fold forward, rest, breathe. Find your stretch. Find your center. Relax. As you're ready, press your hands into the mat, rise up, drop to that right hip. Bring both legs out in front. Come to the center of your mat. And now, as you come to the center of your mat, roll all the way down onto your back. Bring these in towards your chest. Give them a nice hug. Maybe rock a little side to side. Holding on to your knees, let's draw a circle. Go as wide as you can for you. Come back to center. And let's go to the other side. Going all the way around, just massaging your lower back tailbone, really getting into that root chakra and your sacral center, your energy centers in the lower part of your body. Pause at center. Happy baby. Knees wide. Reach for the insides or outsides of your feet, lifting up and maybe pressing down and rocking side to side, calming the central nervous system. If you want that deeper hamstring stretch, you can take the feet wider. Release the feet. So now, take your left ankle, cross it over the right thigh, and splay the left knee out to the side. From here, just hold on to the foot and the knee and bring it in towards your chest. Reclining, cradle the baby. Same as before when we did this at the beginning of class, you can hold on to the knee and the foot. You can take your forearms under the leg, or you can wrap your arms around the knee and the foot, having them come into the crevices of your elbows, interlacing your fingers. Either way, try to bring it close towards your chest to feel a beautiful stretch. Ease off when you need to. If it's accessible, extend that right leg straight out on the mat, deepening that stretch. Take about 3 more breaths. Release the foot. Bring the knee in towards your chest. Guide your left knee across and over the body to the right as your right leg is extended. So if it was still bent, just extend it so that you can bring the left knee all the way across, resting on the mat or a block. And then extend left arm out shoulder height, trying to keep your shoulder blades on the mat as much as possible. Gazing up or over your shoulder, take a few breaths. Relax, breathe. Slowly make your way back to center. Place the left foot on the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Splay that right knee out to the side. You can stay right here, and when you're ready, bring the foot and knee in closer towards your chest, holding them with your hands or forearms under the legs, or that final option, wrapping your arms around the legs, around the foot and the knee. Choosing here to extend left leg out or keep it bent, your choice. Breathe, relax. You might feel like you need to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up, and that's okay. Just strengthening yourself a little bit here, and then maybe eventually, as you hold here and breathe, you can lower the head down. We'll take a couple more deep breaths. Just enjoy this stretch. When you're ready, release the right foot. Bring the right knee in towards your chest. Extend the left leg out if it wasn't. And take that right knee across and over the body. To the left, extending right arm out, shoulder height. Trying to keep your shoulder blades on the mat as much as possible. Gazing up or over your shoulder behind you. Breathe, relax. Enjoy this twist. Watching the releasing of tension in the lower back. Slowly come back to center. And let's extend both legs straight out on the mat. Arms at your sides. Palms are facing up to allow good energy to flow in. Relax the shoulders. Relax the body. Shavasana. Aligning the spine, integrating all the poses you have done today. As you close your eyes, take a few deep cleansing breaths. Even sighing it out, letting go. And then coming to a natural rhythm of breathing. Allow every muscle to just melt into the mat. As you breathe, going deeper and deeper into relaxation. Focusing on your inner light, going deeper inside. And if you have the time, pausing here and just enjoying a nice long Shavasana meditation. Allowing your awareness to come back into this room, back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes. Bending your knees. Bring them in towards your chest. Give them one last big hug. And slowly rolling over to one side. Slowly making your way all the way up into an easy seated pose. Legs crossed, eyes closed. Palms facing up on the knees. Let's all take a nice inhale, arms out and up, palms together. Bring them down to your heart. May the universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. And may you always know the peace that dwells within. May you experience grace in every day of your life, in every moment. And may you always See the sacred, hear the invisible, and know the divine. Namaste.